Question 1. Which of the following is true regarding the claims adjuster's responsibilities in the claims investigation process? A. The adjuster is required to handle all settlement negotiations personally without any external assistance. B. The adjuster must review the policy's coverage, exclusions, and conditions to determine liability. C. The adjuster is not required to gather evidence unless a lawsuit is filed. D. The adjuster's only responsibility is to assess the physical damage to the property and ignore financial loss. Answer B. The adjuster must review the policy's coverage, exclusions, and conditions to determine liability. Explanation: the primary responsibility of a claims adjuster in the investigation process is to review the policy's coverage, exclusions, and conditions to understand the scope of the claim. The adjuster also assesses the damage or loss and establishes liability, while it may be necessary to involve external experts for certain aspects, e.g., appraisers. The adjuster's role includes determining liability based on the coverage provisions and circumstances. Failure to assess the policy thoroughly could lead to improper claim handling or denial. Question 2. Scenario: Mr. Green has filed a property claim after his house was damaged by a tornado. The house has a $200,000 replacement cost policy, but the tornado caused $150,000 in damage. Mr. Green wants to know if he will be reimbursed for the full amount of the damage. Based on the policy, what should the adjuster explain to Mr. Green regarding the settlement? A. The policy will cover the full $150,000 since it is below the $200,000 policy limit. B. The adjuster can offer a settlement for $150,000 if the house was only partially damaged. C. The adjuster will assess the deductible first before calculating any payout. D. The policy will cover the damage up to $150,000 as long as it is a replacement cost policy. Answer C. The adjuster will assess the deductible first before calculating any payout. Explanation: in property insurance claims, even if the damage is below the policy limit, the adjuster must first apply the deductible, which reduces the payout. After the deductible is deducted, the remaining amount will be the payout for the claim. Since this is a replacement cost policy, it compensates based on the actual cost to replace the damaged property up to the policy's limit. If the deductible is $5,000, for example, the payout would be $145,000 after deducting the deductible from the $150,000 damage. This is different from actual cash value SEV policies, which also consider depreciation. Question 3. Which of the following best describes how an adjuster should handle a claim involving multiple parties, such as a car accident with shared liability between two drivers? A. The adjuster should only investigate the fault of the driver insured by their company and ignore the other party's insurance. B. The adjuster should determine liability for both drivers and resolve the claim based on a split of responsibility. C. The adjuster must solely focus on gathering evidence to prove the innocence of their policyholder. D. The adjuster should not gather evidence from the accident scene if both parties are involved in the claim. Answer B. The adjuster should determine liability for both drivers and resolve the claim based on a split of responsibility. Explanation: in claims involving multiple parties, such as a car accident, the adjuster must investigate all relevant factors and determine the liability of each party involved. This may involve reviewing police reports, witness statements, and any other evidence to establish who is at fault and to what extent. The adjuster then uses this information to settle the claim according to the degree of responsibility each party holds, which may include a shared liability settlement. It's crucial that the adjuster investigates both sides impartially, as failing to do so could lead to incomplete claim resolutions or improper settlements. Question 4. Which of the following is a key responsibility of the claims adjuster when assessing property damage after an event like a flood? A. The adjuster should immediately process the claim without verifying the cause of the damage. B. The adjuster is responsible for establishing the replacement cost by disregarding depreciation. C. The adjuster must verify the type of coverage, e.g. flood insurance, before proceeding with the claim evaluation. D. The adjuster can only process claims once the property owner has completely repaired the damage. Answer C. The adjuster must verify the type of coverage, e.g. flood insurance, before proceeding with the claim evaluation. Explanation: one of the first steps in assessing a property claim after a flood is for the adjuster to verify whether the damage is covered under the policy, especially if flood insurance is required. Not all property policies include flood coverage, and it's critical for the adjuster to confirm the policyholder's coverage type. The adjuster should also assess damage, but should not move forward with compensation without understanding what the policy covers, including the flood exclusions or limits. Question 5. What is the role of an adjuster in handling a worker's compensation claim involving a serious injury at a workplace? A. The adjuster must determine if the injured worker qualifies for unemployment benefits. B. The adjuster should assess the claimant's injuries and provide direct medical care to the worker. C. The adjuster must evaluate the cause of the injury, medical documentation, and ensure the worker's benefits are in accordance with state laws. D. The adjuster is responsible for offering legal advice to the injured worker on pursuing litigation. Answer: C. The adjuster must evaluate the cause of the injury, medical documentation, and ensure the worker's benefits are in accordance with state laws. Explanation: in a worker's compensation claim, the adjuster evaluates the cause of the injury, reviews medical documentation, and ensures that the claimant is eligible for the appropriate benefits according to state laws. This includes compensation for medical expenses, lost wages, and other worker benefits. The adjuster does not provide direct medical care or legal advice, but rather ensures that the worker's claims are processed correctly and in compliance with relevant workers' compensation laws. Question 6. Scenario: Mr. Lee has filed a claim after his business was damaged due to a windstorm. His property has an actual cash value (ACV) policy. After reviewing the damage, the adjuster finds that the replacement cost of the damaged property is $50,000, but the depreciated value is $40,000. What amount will Mr. Lee be reimbursed for under his policy? A. $50,000, as it is the replacement cost of the damaged property. B. $40,000, since the policy uses actual cash value and takes depreciation into account. C. $50,000 minus any deductible, which is always applied first. D. $40,000, but only if the depreciation is higher than $10,000. Answer: B. $40,000, since the policy uses actual cash value and takes depreciation into account. Explanation: actual cash value (SCV) policies reimburse the policyholder based on the replacement cost of the property minus depreciation. In this case, the replacement cost is $50,000, but the depreciated value is $40,000. Since the policy calculates based on a CV, the reimbursement will be $40,000, reflecting the value of the property after depreciation is applied. Question 7. Which of the following best describes an adjuster's responsibility during an investigation of a casualty claim involving bodily injury? A. The adjuster is responsible for determining whether the claimant was at fault and assigning fault to the responsible party. B. The adjuster must provide medical care to the claimant while investigating the bodily injury. C. The adjuster should assess medical bills, lost wages, and other damages to determine the compensation owed to the claimant. D. The adjuster only needs to review medical records and deny claims that appear excessive. Answer: C. The adjuster should assess medical bills, lost wages, and other damages to determine the compensation owed to the claimant. Explanation: in casualty claims, particularly those involving bodily injury, the adjuster is responsible for assessing the damages to determine the compensation owed. This includes evaluating medical bills, determining lost wages, and considering other related damages such as pain and suffering or emotional distress. The adjuster does not assign fault in the way a legal entity, e.g., court would, but rather evaluates the financial implications of the injury as it relates to the policy's coverage. Question 8. Which of the following is the most appropriate way for an adjuster to handle a property claim for damage caused by vandalism? A. The adjuster should automatically approve the full replacement cost of the damaged property without investigating the cause of damage. B. The adjuster needs to investigate the cause of damage, review the policy exclusions, and assess whether the loss is covered by the policy. C. The adjuster can only approve the claim if the claimant provides video footage of the vandalism. D. The adjuster must deny any claim involving vandalism if it occurs during off hours or at night. Answer: B. The adjuster needs to investigate the cause of damage, review the policy exclusions, and assess whether the loss is covered by the policy. Explanation: when handling claims involving vandalism, the adjuster must thoroughly investigate the cause of the damage to ensure that the claim falls within the policy's coverage and to check for any applicable exclusions. The policyholder's responsibility to document the damage is essential, but the adjuster must verify the circumstances and whether the policy covers vandalism. For example, some policies may exclude vandalism under certain conditions, e.g., unoccupied property. Question 9. In the context of claims adjusting, what does subrogation refer to? A. The process of denying claims for damages that are not covered by the policy. B. The transfer of the right to recover damages from a third party from the insured to the insurer. C. The final decision on the settlement amount after an agreement is reached with the claimant. D. The calculation of damages based on the policyholder's total loss. Answer B. The transfer of the right to recover damages from a third party from the insured to the insurer. Explanation. Subrogation refers to the process by which an insurer, after paying a claim to the insured, assumes the right to pursue recovery from the third party who is responsible for the damage or injury. This allows the insurer to recover the funds it paid to the policyholder. Subrogation helps keep insurance premiums low by ensuring that costs are ultimately paid by the responsible parties. Question 10. Which of the following best describes the ethical responsibility of an adjuster when handling claims involving potential fraud? A. The adjuster should ignore potential fraud unless it is explicitly reported by the claimant. B. The adjuster must investigate any suspicion of fraud and report it to the appropriate authorities. C. The adjuster should automatically deny all claims suspected of fraud, regardless of evidence. D. The adjuster must always protect the claimant's privacy, even if it means ignoring fraud. Answer B. The adjuster must investigate any suspicion of fraud and report it to the appropriate authorities. Explanation. If an adjuster suspects fraud, they are ethically and legally obligated to investigate and report it. Insurance fraud detection is a key part of the adjuster's role, and any red flags or indications of fraud must be reported to the appropriate authorities. Ignoring suspected fraud can result in significant legal consequences, including penalties for the adjuster and the insurer. Question 11. Which of the following is typically excluded from standard property insurance policies? A. Damage caused by a fire. B. Flood damage unless specifically included in a separate endorsement. C. Theft of property. D. Vandalism caused by a covered individual. Answer B. Flood damage unless specifically included in a separate endorsement. Explanation. Standard property insurance policies typically exclude damage caused by floods. Flood coverage must be added through a separate endorsement or policy, such as a National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) policy. Question 12. What is the primary purpose of an insurance policy's deductible? A. To increase the insurer's liability in the event of a claim. B. To limit the insurer's payout in case of a claim. C. To reduce the premium cost for the policyholder. D. To ensure the policyholder contributes to the cost of the loss. Answer. D. To ensure the policyholder contributes to the cost of the loss. Explanation. A deductible is the amount the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurer begins to pay for the covered loss. It ensures that the policyholder shares in the cost of the claim, which helps prevent small claims and reduces the overall cost of insurance premiums. Question 13. Scenario. A policyholder has a homeowner's insurance policy with a $1,000 deductible and $10,000 in covered property damage. What amount will the insurer pay for the claim? A. $1,000. B. $9,000. C. $10,000. D. $11,000. Answer B. $9,000. Explanation. The insurer will pay the covered loss amount, $10,000 minus the deductible $1,000. Therefore, the insurer will pay $9,000 for the claim. Question 14. Which of the following is an example of an exclusion in an insurance policy? A. Coverage for losses due to fire. B. Coverage for losses due to theft. C. Losses due to intentional acts by the insured. D. Coverage for damage to personal property. Answer C. Losses due to intentional acts by the insured. Explanation. Most insurance policies exclude coverage for damages caused by intentional acts of the insured, such as arson or fraud. This is because insurance is meant to cover unforeseen or accidental losses, not those caused by deliberate actions. Question 15. In the case of a liability claim involving bodily injury, which of the following expenses is typically covered by the liability portion of an insurance policy? A. The injured party's medical expenses. B. The insured's legal fees if they are at fault. C. The insured's medical expenses for injuries sustained in the incident. D. The insured's lost wages. Answer A. The injured party's medical expenses. Explanation. Liability insurance covers damages caused by the insured to others, including medical expenses for bodily injury. It does not cover the insured's personal medical expenses, which would be covered under their health insurance or personal injury protection (PIP) coverage. Question 16. What should an adjuster do if they suspect that a claim may involve fraud? A. Approve the claim, but notify the insurer afterward. B. Deny the claim outright without further investigation. C. Conduct a thorough investigation and report their findings to the insurer's fraud department. D. Advise the claimant to drop the claim voluntarily. Answer: C. Conduct a thorough investigation and report their findings to the insurer's fraud department. Explanation: if an adjuster suspects fraud, they must conduct a thorough investigation to gather facts and then report their findings to the insurer's fraud department. This allows the insurer to take the appropriate legal action and potentially prevent further fraudulent claims. Question 17. What type of insurance is most likely to provide coverage for damage caused by vandalism or malicious mischief? A. General liability insurance. B. Homeowners or renters insurance. C. Health insurance. D. Life insurance. Answer: B. Homeowners or renters insurance. Explanation: homeowners and renters insurance typically cover damages to property caused by vandalism or malicious mischief. However, the policyholder should check for exclusions or limitations related to these types of losses, especially if they occur under specific circumstances, such as in an unoccupied dwelling. Question 18. What is the purpose of an umbrella policy in insurance? A. To cover all types of damages without any exclusions. B. To provide extra coverage beyond the limits of other primary insurance policies. C. To cover the deductible amount in primary insurance policies. D. To cover the cost of medical bills for the policyholder. Answer: B. To provide extra coverage beyond the limits of other primary insurance policies. Explanation: an umbrella policy is designed to provide additional coverage beyond the limits of other existing insurance policies, such as homeowners or auto insurance. It typically covers major liability claims, including those for bodily injury or property damage, that exceed the limits of the primary policy. Question 19. Which of the following would likely be covered by a standard auto insurance policy's collision coverage? A. Damage to the insured's car after a collision with another vehicle. B. Damage to the insured's car caused by a tree falling on it. C. Theft of the insured's vehicle. D. Damage to the insured's car caused by a weather-related event like hail. Answer: A. Damage to the insured's car after a collision with another vehicle. Explanation: collision coverage on an auto insurance policy provides coverage for damage to the insured vehicle when it collides with another vehicle or object, regardless of fault. Other damages, such as those caused by weather or theft, would typically be covered by comprehensive coverage. Question 20. Which of the following is true about replacement cost insurance policies? A. They pay for the property's value after depreciation is deducted. B. They pay for the cost to replace the damaged property with a new equivalent item. C. They reimburse the policyholder based on the market value of the property. D. They only cover the cost of repairs and not the replacement of the property. Answer: B. They pay for the cost to replace the damaged property with a new equivalent item. Explanation: replacement cost insurance policies cover the cost of replacing damaged property with a new item of similar kind and quality without accounting for depreciation. This is in contrast to actual cash value policies, which factor in depreciation. Question 21. When an adjuster is investigating a liability claim involving property damage, what is one of the first steps they should take? A. Approve the claim for immediate payment. B. Contact the insured to determine their fault in the incident. C. Review the policy coverage and determine whether the incident is covered. D. Settle the claim based on an estimated repair cost. Answer: C. Review the policy coverage and determine whether the incident is covered. Explanation: the adjuster should first review the policy to determine whether the claim is covered under the insured's liability policy. This involves assessing the type of damage and whether the incident falls within the policy's exclusions and conditions. Only after confirming coverage can the adjuster move forward with further investigation or settlement. Question 22. Which of the following would most likely be considered a named peril ECA homeowners insurance policy? A. Theft. B. Flood. C. Earthquake. D. Nuclear hazard. Answer: A. Theft. Explanation: a named perils is a specific risk listed in an insurance policy. Theft is typically a named peril in most standard homeowners insurance policies, while other risks like floods and earthquakes are often excluded or require separate coverage. Question 23. What is the purpose of a subrogation clause in an insurance policy? A. To set the maximum amount the insurer will pay for a claim. B. To prevent the insured from filing multiple claims. C. To allow the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for the loss. D. To ensure the policyholder gets paid directly for damages. Answer: C. To allow the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for the loss. Explanation: subrogation is the process by which an insurer seeks reimbursement from A third party who is legally responsible for a loss. This clause allows the insurer to recover claims costs from the responsible party or their insurer. Question 24. Scenario: a claim for fire damage was filed, but the adjuster determines that the fire was started intentionally by the insured. Which of the following actions should the insurer take? A. Approve the claim as the insured is covered for fire damage. B. Deny the claim based on the insured's intentional act. C. Only partially deny the claim and pay for the repairs to the property. D. Request more documentation before making a decision. Answer: B. Deny the claim based on the insured's intentional act. Explanation: insurance policies exclude coverage for damages caused by intentional acts of the insured, such as arson. If the adjuster determines that the fire was intentionally set, the claim should be denied. Question 25. Which of the following is a common feature of actual cash value receive coverage in property insurance policies? A. It replaces the damaged property with a new identical item. B. It deducts depreciation from the replacement value of the damaged property. C. It covers the full market value of the property, regardless of depreciation. D. It only pays for the repair of the property and not for full replacement. Answer: B. It deducts depreciation from the replacement value of the damaged property. Explanation: actual cash value (SCV) coverage accounts for depreciation when determining the payout for a claim. It will pay the cost to replace the damaged property minus depreciation, which reflects the item's current value rather than its original cost. Question 26. Which of the following is typically covered by a renter's insurance policy? A. The cost of repairs to the structure of the rented home. B. The landlord's personal property. C. The tenant's personal property, such as furniture and electronics. D. The tenant's medical expenses. Answer: C. The tenant's personal property, such as furniture and electronics. Explanation: renter's insurance typically covers the tenant's personal property, e.g., furniture, electronics, in case of damage or loss due to covered events like fire, theft, or vandalism. It does not cover the building's structure or the landlord's property. Question 27. Which of the following actions must an adjuster take to avoid a conflict of interest when handling a claim? A. Only work with third-party vendors to settle claims. B. Disclose any personal relationships with the insured or claimant. C. Always approve claims for the maximum amount allowable. D. Ensure that the insured is fully responsible for the damage. Answer: B. Disclose any personal relationships with the insured or claimant. Explanation: to avoid conflicts of interest, an adjuster must disclose any personal relationships with the insured or claimant. This transparency ensures that the claim is handled impartially and ethically. Question 28. What is the role of an insurance adjuster when investigating a claim for a water loss? A. Determine whether the insured's policy covers water damage. B. Direct the insured to file a police report. C. Decide whether the water loss is covered under the law. D. Provide legal advice to the insured. Answer: A. Determine whether the insured's policy covers water damage. Explanation: the adjuster's role is to review the policy and determine whether the water loss is covered based on the type of water damage, e.g., flooding, burst pipes, or accidental water damage. Coverage may vary depending on the specifics of the policy. Question 29. Which of the following typically triggers the requirement for a claims adjuster to review the policyholder's coverage limits? A. A claim for damages that exceed the policy's coverage limit. B. A claim filed within the first 30 days of the policy's effective date. C. The policyholder requests a premium refund. D. The insured purchases additional personal property. Answer: A. A claim for damages that exceed the policy's coverage limit. Explanation: when a claim involves damages that exceed the policy's coverage limit, the adjuster must review the policy to ensure that the coverage limits are adequate and determine how much of the claim will be paid under the policy. Question 30. Which of the following is true regarding insurance claims for damage caused by a storm? A. The policyholder will always receive full compensation for the damaged property. B. The insurer will automatically pay for temporary lodging if the home is uninhabitable. C. Insurance policies may exclude coverage for storm damage caused by flooding. D. The insurer must pay for all repairs regardless of policy limits. Answer: C. Insurance policies may exclude coverage for storm damage caused by flooding. Explanation: many standard property insurance policies exclude storm damage caused by flooding. Coverage for such damage typically requires a separate flood insurance policy, such as one provided by the National Flood Insurance Program and FIP.